Sioux Falls real estate market just handed us the most interesting data point of the year. Inventory is down 35.5% compared to this time last year, and prices are still climbing. If you thought this market was going to cool off, May 2026 says otherwise. I'm Craig Burnt, realtor with Berkshire Hathaway Home Services, Midwest Realty, and I've been licensed in the Sioux Falls Metro since 2016. In this video, I'm going to walk you through the May 2026 local market numbers, what's happening nationally, what the 12-month trend actually tells us, and most importantly, what all of this means if you're planning to buy or sell in the Sioux Falls area this summer. Let's start with what the MLS is actually telling us, because the numbers are worth understanding before we get into analysis. In May 2026, the Sioux Falls Metro, that's Lincoln and Minnehaha Counties, saw 647 new listings hit the market. That's a drop of 8% compared to May of last year, when we had 703. So fewer sellers are coming to market. Closed sales came in at 389 for the month, down 3.2% from last May's 402. That might sound like a slowdown, but here's the thing. Year-to-date closed sales are actually up 0.6% over last year. 1,420 homes sold through the first 5 months of 2026 compared to 1,411 at this same point in 2025. Demand is holding. Now the number that matters most to sellers, median sales price. In May, the median hit $356,000. That's a 5.1% increase over May 2025's $339,500. Year-to-date, the median is sitting at $340,000, up 4.6% from last year's $325,000. Prices are not softening. They're going in the other direction. The average sales price tells a similar story. May's average was $411,000, up 8.6% from last year. That's a meaningful jump, and it signals higher-end properties are transacting, pulling average up. Sellers are also getting nearly everything they ask for. The percent of original list price received in May was 98%. That means buyers are not negotiating much. Year-to-date, that number is 97.6%, essentially flat with last year's 97.8%. Days on market came in at 89 this May, down from 91 last year. Homes are moving at roughly the same pace, maybe a touch faster. Now, here's the number I want you to sit with for a second. Inventory. There are currently 1,148 homes for sale in the Sioux Falls Metro. Last May, there were 1,779. That is a 35.5% decline in available homes. Dropped from 5.8 months last year to 3.2 months right now. That's a 44.8% reduction in supply. A balanced market is around 6 months. At 3.2 months, we are firmly in seller's market territory. Now that you understand the local picture, let's zoom out to what's happening nationally. The national housing market is in a different place than Sioux Falls right now, and understanding that difference matters. Nationally, existing home sales edged up just 0.2% in the most recent reporting period to a seasonally adjusted annual rate of 4.02 million. Sales were flat year over year. The Midwest and South saw gains. The Northeast was flat, and the West declined. Nationally, inventory climbed 5.8% month over month and 1.4% year over year. At the national pace, there's a 4.4-month supply, which is still lean, but it's more supply than Sioux Falls has. Homes nationally spent a median of 32 days on market, down from 41 days the prior month. And the national median existing home price reached $417,000, up 0.9% year over year. Here's the key contrast. Nationally, prices are up less than 1% year over year. In Sioux Falls, prices are up 5.1% in May alone. Our market is outperforming the national average significantly on price appreciation. Why? Sioux Falls continues to benefit from in-migration, job growth, no state income tax, and a relatively affordable cost of living compared to the coasts and even compared to larger Midwest metros. We are not just a local story. We are attracting buyers from outside South Dakota who are looking at what their money buys here versus what it buys somewhere else. And here's where it gets interesting. Our inventory is tighter than the national picture, not looser. While national inventory is trending up slightly, Sioux Falls inventory is down more than a third from last year. That dynamic is not going to flip overnight because no 1 month is a snapshot, and a year of data tells a story. For the 12-month period spanning June 2025 through May 2026, the broader Sioux Falls region data shows pending sales up 16.2% overall. That's not a small number. Pending sales are a leading indicator of future closings, and a 16.2% increase signals strong, sustained demand. The price range with the largest gain in sales was the $2 million and above segment, which increased 75%. That's a small pool of transactions, but the direction confirms that high-end buyers are active in this market. The overall median sales price on a 12-month basis is up 2.8% to just under $330,000. Prices are rising steadily, not spiking. That kind of measured appreciation is healthy, sustainable, and tells buyers that waiting is not a strategy that rewards patience. New construction is worth calling out specifically. The new construction segment saw prices increase 4.7% to $382,000. And while all inventory types lost ground, new construction lost the least, down 23.6%, compared to the broader market's 33.5% decline. Builders are adding supply, just not fast enough to offset demand. And here's a detail I want buyers to understand about price range dynamics. Homes priced between $150,000 and $200,000 are selling in a median of 81 days. Homes priced at $2 million and above are taking a median of 173 days. The entry-level market is not slow, it's tight and competitive. The luxury tier takes longer because the buyer pool is smaller, but even that segment just saw a 75% increase in sales volume. Condo supply stands at 5.9 months and a single-family supply is at 2.9 months. If you are a single-family buyer in Sioux Falls right now, you are working in a market with less than 3 months of homes to choose from. That's the third thing I want to cover. What this actually means for buyers and sellers making decisions this summer. If you're a seller in the Sioux Falls area, this data is about as favorable as it gets. Inventory at 1,148 homes means less competition. Prices are up. List to sale ratios are near 98%. Homes are moving in 90 days or less, on average. The question I get from sellers is always some version of, should I wait? My answer is, wait for what? Prices are up 5.1% from last May. Inventory is down a third. Demand is steady. If you're thinking about the next 12 months, there's no data points in this report that suggest conditions improve meaningfully for sellers by waiting. If anything, the risk of waiting is that the national market dynamic, where inventory is slowly returning, eventually reaches Sioux Falls and gives buyers more options. Now, the ninja selling framework I use with every seller I sit down with starts here. The first 14 days on market are your highest value window. Buyers who have been watching the market will react immediately to a new listing. If your price is right, you'll get offers in that window. Price too high, and you burn through that window with showings but no offers, which then triggers the price reduction conversation. A price reduction after sitting on the market costs you more money than pricing correctly at the start. The data in this report, 98% of list price received, tells you the market will pay full price for a home that is priced right. It will not pay full price for one that isn't. Now, if you're a buyer in the Sioux Falls metro right now, here's the honest read. This market is not easy. 3.2 months of supply means competition on well-priced homes. But pending sales being up 16.2% over the past year tells me buyers are finding ways to transact. They're not sitting out, they're adjusting strategy. So what does that mean practically? It means getting pre-approved before you even look at a home. It means knowing your priorities so you can move when the right home appears. And it means understanding that the entry-level price range, that's 150 to 200K, is moving in 81 days on average. So if that's your range, you are in the most competitive segment of this market. Here's the one thing I want you to take from this video. The Sioux Falls real estate market in May 2026 is not a waiting game. Inventory is down 35.5%. Prices are up. Demand is holding. Whether you're buying or selling, the data rewards people who are prepared and people who delay. If you want to talk through what any of this means for your specific situation, whether that's a listing appointment, a buyer consultation, or just understanding what your home is worth in today's market, call or text me, 605-951-8421. You can also visit realtorcraigbertrand.com. If these monthly market breakdowns are useful to you, subscribing means you will catch the next one as soon as it drops.